5 things every new yogi should know. Hey everybody, it's Kalymnios here from thoughtgym.com, here helping you become that superhuman leader that I know that you can be. By now, if you know me, you know that I'm into my yoga. I've been doing it for around 10 years now, and here's 5 things that I think every person new to yoga should know. First thing I would say, number 1, is go slow, okay? Sometimes people expect amazing results really quickly. Yoga is a humbling activity. It will really put you in your place in a way. You might go in there thinking, well, you know, I didn't run and I ran for 6 weeks and I shed all this weight and I looked totally different. Yoga is a little more subtle than that. Yes, you're going to feel benefits immediately. You're going to come out of that first class and you're going to feel relaxed and cool and everything. But don't expect to get a six-pack in 6 weeks, some kind of six-pack shortcut thing. Okay, it's not going to happen. Okay, go slow on yourself. Take time. Some moves will take months and years. Some will come more naturally. Just go easy on yourself. Okay, number 2 is test, test, and test. That means test out different teachers, test out different styles, test out different studios. You can't go to the cinema once, watch one movie and say, right, I hate all cinemas and I hate all movies. Okay, it's just not reality, it's just not the truth. So sometimes people go to yoga and they've done one yoga class and go, oh, yoga wasn't for me. My, I guess, invitation to you is to test out a number of different styles. Even when you find something you like, test out different styles, test out different teachers, different studios, different ways of doing it. You know, there's gym yoga, there's private yoga, there's studio yoga, there's yoga retreats and workshops. There's all sorts of different ways you can explore yoga, and they're all got tons of different styles, different personalities, different teachers. Some may be a lot more modern, some will be a bit more traditional. So I would just say test, 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 and then maybe once you've done quite a few different things, if you still decide it's not for you, then fair enough. It's not going to be for everyone, but I do think everyone should at least test it out. Okay, number 3 is the mat is a mirror for life. I always say the mat can be a mirror, a reflection of what's going on in your life. Are you always a bit afraid to do something on the mat? Where else does that show up in your life? You know, do you have to be perfect in your, staying within the mat, and you're a bit apprehensive about maybe going onto someone else's mat when you do a pose which requires a bit of expansion? Where else does that show up? Often, if you're critical maybe of yourself in a pose and you think, oh, I should have been able to do that, where else is that showing up in your life? Often we say in Budokan yoga, the kind of yoga I do, and lots of personal development, how you do anything is how you do everything. Okay, a Zen philosophy if you like, but it just says that really the way that you do something often shows up elsewhere in your life. Where else is that showing up in your life? Are you apprehensive, or do you just go for it? Are you willing to give things a go? Are you willing to stumble and fall? Or are you so concerned that you don't want to get off balance ever? Okay, where else is that showing up? It's often a mirror for your life. Okay, number 4 is find out what you're sensitive to. And that just really means that sometimes certain food items are not going to agree with you. There's lots of twisting and turning in yoga, and yes, people fart. Okay, let's be brutally honest. People do fart, but I found out through trial and error that actually if I was trying to hold in a fart, that certain foods would be either beneficial for me or not so beneficial for me. So I learned to start avoiding certain foods, especially on the days that I was doing yoga, because it may make me want to fart a little bit more, especially if the teacher's getting me to do lots of twists and saying release all the time, and you're trying to hold things in and release at the same time. It all gets very, very confusing. So my advice is work out what you can and can't eat when doing class. It will save you those potentially embarrassing moments of maybe farting in class, which we've all done, I'm sure, but less is probably better. Okay, number 5 is make mistakes. Learn to make mistakes. Often as children we grow up and we're afraid of making mistakes. I see this all the time when I do trainings in schools. People are afraid to put their hand up, get the answer wrong. In yoga, you've got to make mistakes. You've got to try things out, you've got to fail at them, and you've got to continue to grow. This is how we strengthen neural pathways in our brain. The myelin sheath, which encapsulates the brain, really thrives on deep practice, the kind of practice that you get from making mistakes, working out what you maybe need to improve on next time, doing it again, making another mistake, tweaking it a bit more, making another mistake, tweaking it more, and you start to learn very, very quickly and very deeply just what you need to do. So make mistakes and don't worry about doing anything wrong, okay? There is nothing wrong or right in yoga or in life in general. It just gives you a certain result. So learn to make mistakes whilst doing yoga and be okay with it. Okay, there are 5 things that I think everybody new to yoga would benefit from knowing. Firstly, go slow. Secondly, test, test, test. Thirdly, the mat is a mirror for your life. 4, find out what you're sensitive to. And finally, number 5, make mistakes. Make plenty of them. Enjoy making mistakes. Okay, that's all for this week. Let me know if you're a yogi, what you thought of this. Until next time, remember to like, share, subscribe to this channel, and please do remember, stay strong, stay super. Bye-bye.